गुड मर्निङ क्लास 10 अस्ति मैले तिमीहरूलाई लङ क्वेसन गरिरहेको थिएँ तिमीहरूसँग 2018 को क्वेसन त्यसमा 3-4वटा क्वेसन लास्टको लङ क्वेसन बाँचेको थियो त्यो आज म तिमीहरूलाई गर्न चाहन्छु तिमीहरूसित 514 को क्वेसनमा छ एक्सप्लेन द फ्याक्टर रेस्पोन्सिबल फर द ओरिजिन अफ ओसन करेन्ट नम्बर 1 त्यसरी नै 5-2 क्वेसनमा तिमीहरूको दुईटा गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ तर 4टा क्वेसन आएको हुन्छ हैन आन्सर एनी 2 क्वेसन फ्रम द फलोइङ गिभ अ ब्रिफ अकाउन्ट अफ द फिजियोग्राफी अफ वेस्टर्न हिमालय अफ इन्डिया दिएको छ अनि 5-2 मा छ डिस्क्राइब द फेभरेबल फिजिकल कन्डिसन रेस्पोन्सिबल फर कल्टिभेसन अफ कटन इन इन्डिया and then 5-3 मा छ explain the major factors responsible for the development of iron and steel industry in eastern and the central India. Okay, and the last question, long question, that is discuss the cause of urbanization in India. And group F मा चाहिँ टोटली तिमीहरूको के छ म्याप पोइन्टिङ छ त्यो चाहिँ तिमीहरूले आफैले गरेर मलाई देखाउँछौ. Okay, so I'll deal with this long question. The first question, discuss the cause of generation of ocean current or explain how the ocean current are generated. Okay, I'll read out answer so you write down in your copy and learn it. Okay, answer, the ocean currents are generated for the following reason. Wind is one of the cause. Okay, the planetary wind tends to generate currents in the water of the ocean over which they blow. They push the water in the direction as they blow. Explain in regional example in regions under the influence of the trade wind, the ocean currents flow from the east towards the west, and in region of under the influence of westerlies, the ocean current flow from the west towards the east. In this way, new ocean current origin. And number 2, the difference in temperature in oceans. The ocean water in the equator and the tropical region in warm and lead to high rates of evaporation. This warm water is lighter and flow towards the polar region. As surface current, in order to fill up this vacuum, the cold and the heavy water of the ocean in the polar region flow towards the equatorial region. This water being cold and heavy, the flow as undercurrents through the deeper layer of the ocean. Okay, तो यहाँ तिमीहरूको नक्सा पनि बनाएको छ लङ क्वेसनमा तिमीहरूले ड्रइङ बनाउनु भने तापनि नभने तापनि बनायो भने चाहिँ एकदमै राम्रो. ओके, र त्यसकारणले गर्दा हामीले के गर्नुपर्छ त लङ क्वेसनको लागि हामीले ड्रइङ बनाउनु पर्छ. अनि अरु कोड छ नम्बर 3 मा छ त्यसकै कन्टिन्युएसन हो. Difference in salinity. The level of salinity in ocean waters is not uniform everywhere. The less saline water is lighter and flow as surface current towards the more saline water. The more saline water, on the other hand, is heavier. It flows as undercurrents towards the less saline water in order to fill up the vacuum. And number 4, cause rotation of the earth. The ocean currents cannot flow in a straight direction due to the rotation of the earth. According to Farrell's law, the ocean current are deflected towards the right in the northern hemisphere and towards the left in the southern hemisphere. Example, the Gulf Stream turned towards the right and gives rise to the North Atlantic current due to the rotation of the earth. Okay, and the 5th cause is location and the shape of the continent. The ocean currents flow the coastline of the continents as they flow. In many cases, if they are obstructed by the margin or tip of the continent or some islands. They may give rise to new ocean current. Example, the South Equatorial Current is obstructed by the Cape of Saint Roque in Brazil, from where a new current called the Brazil Current originates. And number 6, melting of ice. The melting of ice is in some regions raise the level of the water in the ocean. This water then tends to follow towards the region with less water in order to maintain a balance. Thus, ocean current are generated. Okay. Yeah, some about तिम्रो ocean current. अब next question, describe the physiography of the Western Himalayas. The Western Himalayas, I'll read out the location. The Western Himalayas lies between the Naga Parbat in Jammu and Kashmir in west and the river Kali in the western border. Okay, river Kali in the western border. यहाँ तिमीहरूको ड्रइङ पनि छ. इफ आन्सर दिँदा लङ क्वेसन आन्सर दिँदाखेरि यो तिमीहरूले बनाउन सक्यो भने अझै राम्रो. Nepal in the east, this can be further subdivided into 3 regions: Kashmir Himalayas, Himachal or Punjab Himalayas and the Kumaon Himalayas. यहाँ तिमीहरूको देखाइएको छ नक्सामा हैन, यो बनाउन सक्यो भने अझै राम्रो. Kashmir Himalayas, this part lies in Jammu and Kashmir. The range of Perpanjal, Jammu and the Poonch lies in this region. The mountains are mostly made up of sandstone and shale. Numerous valleys are present here, for example, Kashmir Valley, Udhampur Dune, etc. The Perpanjal Range separates the Kashmir Valley from the rest of the country. The valley can be reached only through the Banihal and the Perpanjal passes. The numerous glacier lakes are present in this region. For example, Dal, Ular, Anjar, Nagin, etc. Okay. The Greater Himalayas lies to the east and north of the Kashmir. The highest peak of India, Godwin Austen or K2, that is 8,611 meter, lies in this region in the Karakoram range. Other peaks present are Hidden Peak, Broad Peak, etc. The longest glacier of India, Siachen, that is 75 km, also lies here. The Ladakh range lies south of the Karakoram range, east of which lies the Ladakh Plateau. The average height of the region is about 4,300 meters. The Jaskar range lying south of the Ladakh range is separated from each of other by the Indus Valley. Then the Zojila and the Banihal are important passes of Kashmir Himalayas. Okay, यदि सक्यो भने यो माथिको नक्सा पनि बनाउँछौ. अनि रेस्टमा छ त्यसैको continuation, Himachal or Punjab Himalayas. The part of the Himalayas lying in Himachal Pradesh is known as the Himachal Himalayas. The northern part comprises the Himadri Himalayas, which is about 500 to 600 meter high. South of Himadri lies the range of the Dhauladhar, Perpanjal, Jaskar, Nag Tibba and the Mussoorie. The peaks of the Perpanjal range remains snow covered throughout the year. The average height of the region is 15,000 to 400 meters. The Shivalik range forms the southernmost part of this region. Average height of this region is 600 to 1500 meters. A number of valleys are present here. Example, Lahul, Spiti, Kulul, Kangra, etc. And then comes the Garhwal and the Kumaon Himalayas. The part of the Himalayas lying in the south of Uttarakhand is known as Garhwal and Kumaon Himalayas. The famous peak lies Nanda Devi 7,816 meter, Gangotri 6,614 meter, Kedarnath 7,188 meters, and Kamet 7,756 meter, and Trishul 7,120 meter, etc. lies in this region. This peaks belongs to the lesser or the middle Himalayas. The Sivalik lies to the south of this region. Numerous valley or dunes are present here. For example, Dehradun. Several lakes are present east of Naga, Tibba and the Mussoorie hilly region. Example, Nainital, Bhimtal, Satal, etc. The Gangotri and the Yamunotri glaciers gives rise to the Ganga and Yamuna river respectively. Okay. त यहाँसम्म भयो तिमीहरूको यसको आन्सर. अब आउँछ नेक्स्ट क्वेसन छ. दिस इज अल्सो लङ क्वेसन. डिस्कस द सुइटेबल जियोग्राफिकल कन्डिसन्स रिक्वायर्ड फर कल्टिभेसन अफ कटन. यो आएको छ तिमीहरूलाई. सो आई विल रिड आउट दिस आन्सर अल्सो. The cotton is the most important fiber crops of India. The geographical conditions required for the growing cotton are discussed below. Physical condition, climate. Cotton is a crop native to the tropical and subtropical region. Temperature, an average temperature of 20 to 26 degrees Celsius is ideal for cultivating cotton. Rainfall, an average annual rainfall of 60 to 100 centimeter is required for growing cotton. However, in northwest and the south India, cotton is also cultivated in the areas receiving less than 60 centimeter rainfall with the help of irrigation. Number 3, sea winds. Saline winds from the sea are good for cotton cultivation. Soil, fertile loamy soil rich in lime is good for cotton. Chromosome soil and the black soil regur of volcanic origin found in the Deccan Plateau region are favorable for cotton cultivation. Okay. The type of land, plain land or gently rolling plains with proper drainage pattern are suitable for growing cotton, as cotton cannot withstand waterlogging. पानी जमेको चाहिँ हुनु हुँदैन. ओके. यहाँसम्म भयो फिजिकल कन्डिसन. अब आउँछ इकोनोमिक कन्डिसन. लेबर. Abundant skill levels are required for sowing the seeds, picking the cotton balls, pressing the cotton into balls, which are then sent to factories for making threads. Then fertilizers. The cotton being a soil exhausting crop required suitable quantity of chemical and organic fertilizer. Insecticide. Cotton plants are susceptible to pests like bollweevil, pink blowworm and the spotted bollworm. Thus, large quantities of insecticides are required during cultivation of cotton crop. Others, high yielding varieties seeds, HYB, proper irrigation facilities, modern agricultural equipment and huge capitals are some factors on which cotton cultivation depends. Apart from this, market demand for cotton and well concentrated transport system also influence cotton cultivation. Okay. So this is long question for cotton. Then next question, माध्यमिक 2008 मा पनि आएको थियो अनि 2018 मा पनि आएको थियो. What are the favorable factors responsible for the concentration of iron and steel industry in East and Central India? So the answer is there is a concentration of iron and steel plant in the Eastern and Central India, namely at Dugapur, Kulti, Bonpur, Jamshedpur, Rourkela and Bokaro and at Vilai. Apart from this, approval has been granted for a few more iron and steel plants in this region. The factor responsible for the concentration of iron and steel industry in eastern, central India are as discussed below. Eastern र सेन्ट्रल इन्डियाको यहाँनिर तिम्रो के पनि दिएको छ, नक्सामा दिएको छ, जस्तो झारखण्ड हैन, बोकारो, बनपुर, कुल्टी, दुर्गापुर इत्यादि भएको। यो पनि तिमीहरूले बनाएर देखाउन सक्यो भने राम्रो। Raw materials. The raw materials needed for the iron and steel plants in east and the central India and the places from where they are acquired are given below. Coal कहाँ पाइन्छ, ईस्ट इन्डिया हैन, रानीगञ्ज, छरिया, बोकारो, गिरिध, कर्णपुरा, जमशेदपुर, कोरबा एसेट्रा। त्यसपछि आइरन ओर ईस्ट इन्डिया, गोवा, नाउमुद्दिन, सिरिया, किरिबुरु झारखण्डमा हैन, बोनाई, गोरुमाही, सानी इत्यादि। यो जग्गाहरूको नाम के गर्छौ तिमीहरूले मेन्सन गर्छौ हैन। अनि अबन्डेन्ट अफ चिप लेबर, कुनै पनि इन्डस्ट्रीमा चिप लेबर, मार्केट एसेट्रा आइहाल्छ, स्किल्ड लेबर आइहाल्छ है। अबन्डेन्ट चिप and the skilled labor are abundant cheap labor are available from the eastern state of Bihar, West Bengal, Jharkhand, Orissa, as well as from the state of central India, namely Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. And demand. The development of the heavy engineering industries in eastern and central India have generated a huge demand and hence a good market for the finished product of this industry. Okay. Then अझै छ यसको कन्टिन्युएसन। अब के आउँछ, लाइमस्टोन चाहिन्छ आइरन एन्ड स्टिल इन्डस्ट्रीलाई हैन, यो पनि यहाँनिर दिएको छ तिमीहरूको। त्यसपछि आउँछ डोलोमाइट चाहिन्छ ईस्ट इन्डिया हैन, सम्बलपुर, ग्याङपुर एसेट्रामा। त्यसपछि म्याङ्गनिज चाहिन्छ ईस्ट इन्डिया, ग्याङपुर, बोनाई, उडिस्सामा। द एभाइलेबिलिटी अफ वाटर, विदाउट वाटर कुनै पनि इन्डस्ट्री हुन सक्दैन। वाटर रिक्वायर्ड फर दिस इन्डस्ट्री इज अभाइलेबल फ्रम द रिभर्स अफ दामोदर, बाराकारा, सुवर्णरेखा, कर्णकल, शङ्ख एन्ड द ब्राह्मणी। त्यसपछि आउँछ पावर रिसोर्सेस। दिस आर मेनी लार्जर स्केल कोल बेस्ड thermal power plant in eastern and the central India which supplies the power necessary for the functioning of these iron and steel plants such as power station at Durgapur, Mejia हैन, अनि त्यसपछि वरिया एसेट्रा। र यो सबै नामहरू हुनैपर्छ भन्ने छैन, केही मात्रामा चाहिँ दिनु जरुरी छ। Well connected transport system, the presence of east and the southeast railways and the roadways like NH2, 6, 23, 31, 33 have allowed the iron and steel industry in these regions to have good connection with the rest of the country. त्यसपछि आउँछ proximity of ports. The Kolkata, Haldia, Visakhapatnam, Paradip ports, which are quite close to the iron and steel industry, have helped in the export and import goods. Okay. This I think this one is the last question. Discuss the various favorable conditions that leads to the gradual development of township or urbanization. Okay. Last question. Answer I'll read out. The favorable conditions that gradually leads to the formation of the town and the cities. Administrative center. If a place is found suitable for the administrative work, several educational, business and the trade and other services centers developed around it, thus leads to development of the road, building and the concentration of the population. Thus a town is formed which may grow into a big city. For example, Chandigarh, Bhopal, Gandhinagar, etc. Number 2, mineral resources, availability of mineral resources in the certain regions takes population due to the provision of employment. Number 3, industrial center, the region where industries have developed take population due to availability of employment. त्यसपछि आउँछ business center, the place where the consumer goods are accumulated for business and trade, developed as business center like Siliguri. And then the communication center, the places where the different mode of transport and communications are available, then that is also suitable for urbanization. हैन सिलिगुडी, यहाँनिर सिलिगुडीको पनि नाम दिएको छ. देन पिलग्रिमेज सेन्टर, पिलग्रिमेज सेन्टर्स लाइक द हरिद्वार, जहाँनिर धार्मिक स्थलहरू छ हैन, वाराणसी, गया, मथुरा एसेट्रा. एजुकेशनल एन्ड द कल्चरल सेन्टर प्लेसेस लाइक द शान्तिनिकेतन, अलीगढ़, वाराणसी एसेट्रा. Hospital places, concentration of the high population in the hospital place leads to the development of the town and the cities in those regions, Agra, Murshidabad, etc. Then comes the tourism spot. The scenic beauty and the marvelous landscape of some regions leads them to develop into attractive township spot. Example, Darjeeling, Digha, etc. Military centers. Some military centers have grown into town and cities. Example, Meerut. हैन. त्यसपछि ports, town and cities have developed around important ports. Paradip, Haldia. Junction of mountainous and the plain lands, places like Haridwar has developed as a town due to its physical location at the junction of the mountain and the plain lands. Right? In the nutshell, it can be said that in the long run, a combination of numerous factors leads to the formation of town or city or the urbanization. Okay, तो यहाँसम्म भयो तिमीहरूको लङ क्वेसन. यसपछि छ लास्टमा तिमीहरूको म्याप पोइन्टिङ चाहिँ तिमीहरूले आफैले गर्छौ. मैले यहाँनिर क्वेसन अस्ति पनि दिएको थिएँ, अहिले पनि म तिमीहरूलाई बताइदिउँ. ग्रुप एफमा 10 वटा हुन्छ, 10 वटा भर्नुपर्छ. शिवालिक रेन्ज, रिभर कृष्णा, the driest region of India, 1 red soil region of India, Central Forest Reserve Institute of India, यसको नाम लेख्नुपर्छ कहाँनिर छ. 1 wheat growing region of Northern India, त्यसको नाम लेख्नुपर्छ. Manchester of South India, त्यसको नाम लेखेर म्याप पोइन्टिङ गर्नुपर्छ. Natural port of East Coast of India, त्यसको नाम लेख्नुपर्छ. The main administrative center of India, that also you have to mention the name. The largest international airport of India, that also you have to mention the name. Okay, so यहाँसम्म मैले तिमीहरूलाई के गरेँ 2018 को क्वेसन सल्भ गरिदिएँ.